Hey, how's it going, guys? Matt Modi here with OddsJam. And in this video, how about we do a preview, a betting preview of the World Cup? Why not? Finally, it feels like it's been forever since the last time we had a World Cup, because it has been like over 4 years. Normally, World Cups are played over the summer, every 4 years. This year, because of the location, the World Cup isn't played until November. So it has been a little bit longer than normal for the World Cup to start. But what I'm going to be doing, as I mentioned, just giving a betting preview of the World Cup that starts in about a month in November. So one thing that is super cool about what everybody can do who's watching this video for completely free, if you go to oddsjam.com, you go to sports, you go to soccer, you go to FIFA World Cup, you can actually line shop and browse the odds for every single game for completely free. So I have up literally on the screen here the FIFA World Cup, and it literally pulls up odds for every game, and you can scroll through, you can load more, and you can look at every single game and look at the odds, which is really cool. You can do it for completely free. It's an awesome tool. And to give you an example of the kind of stuff you can look for, now obviously I'm recording this at the end of October, so not all of the lines, not all of the markets have been posted yet. But if you did want to check out OddsJam and you wanted to look at who's favored, what's a good line, stuff like that, you could do so on here the way I just showed you. So if I click into this United States-England game, as we can see, England pretty heavy favorites, not surprisingly. Hopefully we can beat them, but we will see. At minus 135 is their money line. The best odds on the US is all the way at plus 445. But if you click into it, it pulls up odds from every book. Now, obviously, soccer is a little bit unique because it's a three-way market for the money line. Tie is not an option in most other sports, but it is in soccer. So you can kind of get an interesting feel for what sportsbooks price something, and you can look out for something that's a mispriced line. So we have main markets. And then if you want to look at the specific markets like the money line, the total goals, which is always fun. You're going to have to wait a little more for sports books to post odds, but a little bit of value on the under 2.5 goals at minus 125 at Caesars. If you did want to lock that in, BetOnline has it for minus 127. DraftKings has it for minus 140. And then FanDuel minus 128, BetMGM minus 135. And then you can also look at some alternate lines. Like if you think there's going to be just an insane scoring in this game, why not take the over 3.5 and get that at plus 260 at DraftKings? Just showing you the types of things you can do for completely free using this line shopping tool. And then if you want to look at like a different bet, draw no bet, you can get a little bit better odds on England, a little bit better odds on the United States, plus 265 if you think the US has it in them. And you can do this for every game, like I mentioned. Now, obviously, as we get closer to it, the more odds are going to be posted. There are going to be more options available for you. But again, you want to look at, let's look at another good game. Now, if you want to talk about futures, Brazil is obviously the favorite to win the World Cup. I think this would be their 5th World Cup victory, if I remember correctly. Obviously, Brazil led by their 2 stud strikers, one of them being Neymar. They are the favorite to win the entire thing. So if you want to look at some of their odds for the individual games, you can do, you can do that. Again, you just click into the game, and then you click through all the different markets and stuff. The team with the second best odds to win the World Cup is, I just saw them, is France, who actually just won the World Cup in 2018, the last World Cup. So their first game against Australia, heavy favorites, unsurprisingly. They play Australia in their first game, monster favorites. If you want to look at like some total goals, the over 2.5, I mean, it's not a great line at minus 260, but pretty good bet. These handicaps are kind of cool. It's something that is unique to soccer. The way these 2.75 works is you basically, if you bet $100 on 2.75, the way it works is it splits your money. So you would bet 50 on over 2.5, and you would bet 50 on over 3. So if it lands at exactly 3, you would have won your over 2.5 bet, and you would have pushed your over 3 bet. And that's how the 2.75 works. It's unique to soccer, which is cool. So they're the second favorite. Brazil, being the favorite, has also a pretty easy first match against Serbia. Unsurprisingly, monster favorites. Not a bad line. Getting them their money line at minus 215 at Caesars. Maybe you can put them in a parlay piece with Caesars to make the odds a little bit more favorable. But not a bad line at minus 215. A little bit of a better odds on the over 2.5 goals as well at minus 130. And then the team with the third best odds is also looks like the biggest favorite of the two is going to be Argentina. Obviously, their first game against Saudi Arabia makes sense, but Argentina is rounding out the favorites. They are the third favorite to win the World Cup, the third best odds. For my money, I actually like France. They are my prediction to win the World Cup. They just won it last year. I like their team. I like Benzema. So they're my prediction, but if you wanted to back Argentina in their first game, I mean, this minus 550 is a decent price, but those odds are just terrible. Maybe you parlay the top 3 teams together, and that can actually show you the way to do that and find out the best odds. So look up. Let me actually move my camera, and you'll understand why. So look up at this little dollar sign you see here. If you want to add plays to a parlay, and this is really cool, you just click this little purple dollar sign here. You click that. You click add to parlay, and then it gets added to your bet slip. So that's the first one. I want to parlay the top 3 favorites to win the entire World Cup: Argentina, France, and Brazil. So I put in Argentina in one, and now I want to add France. So you do the same thing. You click into the game, you click this add to parlay button, it gets added to your bet slip, and now you can see what the odds are. So for just those two, not great. Minus 225 are the best odds if I just want to do Argentina and France. But if I go ahead and add Brazil, maybe it's a little more favorable. So let me go ahead and add Brazil to this one. I'm just going to go ahead and Control F. Brazil, that's right, they play Serbia. So if I click their money line odds and add them into a parlay, things will look hopefully a little bit better. But let's see here. So the 3 legs, if you wanted the plus 111, getting plus money, parlaying all 3 of them to win straight up. Now that is a lot more favorable of a bet. So that's another way you can use OddsJam to make money betting on the World Cup. You use the parlay builder. If there are like 3 heavy favorites that you like, you parlay all of them together. So if you wanted to back Argentina, France, and Brazil to win their first games, you can do that at plus 111 on Caesars or plus 109 at BetMGM. But for this video, that is going to be it. So for your FIFA World Cup, for your best bets, your odds, everything, I would recommend going to OddsJam because you can line shop every individual game for completely free. But that's it. So hope you guys enjoy the World Cup. I'm sure you'll hear a lot more from me about it, and have a good one.